Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we'll take a look on another game from the Scouring, and this is another 1v1 ranked game, and my opponent in this matchup was Nikuda. This is one of the players who is also in top 10. I think he was like 7th when we played this match. To be honest, I'm not even sure where he is right now, but probably still in the top 10. So very good player. And we'll be playing on the free player map. I spawned in the top left corner as the teal human, and he's on the bottom side of the map as the purple human. So let's start it. This is a little bit longer game than my usual matchups. I usually like to end the games before the 10-minute mark. This is almost 20, so definitely will be a little bit harder, but I think we will successfully finish it. So we are starting with barracks and sawmill. This position is really tricky. It's definitely the hardest position on the map. You have kind of two options. You can either place the barracks here to protect the canyon, or you can place it near the bridge to protect it here. Both options are kind of valid. I personally prefer this positioning, but I think both can really work. Even though, I mean, I prefer this positioning of the barracks, but I still like to start with my archers on this side. So it's not really for protecting me from the back, in case I'm pushing here and the opponent would be attacking me from the bottom. It's more about having a retreat point, so if he starts pushing me back with a bigger army, then I can retreat with my archers and I can just put them on the barracks and defend there. But as I said, you can place it on both positions. Overall, doesn't matter that much. You can also try to block the bridge with some barricades. That way he can't just harass you with archers. He will have to also bring some other units to destroy the walls. My opponent going for the same strategy, also barracks, sawmill, double farm. As you can see, he's doing basically ultimately the same opener as me. He's just building the second farm with only one peasant, while I'm power building it with two, so I'll have a little bit more food, but overall it shouldn't really matter at all. I'm already harassing here this goblin camp on this expansion, getting some first shots. He waited for 3 archers first. It's a little bit safer approach, but once you practice it a little bit more, you can definitely start harassing even with 1 archer. When I was starting, I was definitely also doing this strategy where you accumulate at least like 3 archers first and then you go for the harassment, but both can work pretty well. But now I should be able to clear this first, yeah, before him, unless he plays really aggressively, which he is actually kinda doing, but we have to keep in mind that this camp is a little bit closer to his bases, so he doesn't have to walk so far away. So now he cleared it. I haven't cleared it yet, but I have more archers on the way. So it was like maybe 6 seconds, yeah, not too big of a deal, but overall I think you can definitely start even with 1 archer. The main goal is now to scout his position, so we find out if he is there or not. Not sure if I was even hitting the bandits here. Maybe I wanted to get some free shots first before my archers actually gathered up on one place. Now I'm skipping these camps. You can destroy them first, but I just like to quickly get into the enemy camp, because if he would be here, I want to start harassing him as soon as possible to potentially snipe out some peasants before he maybe retreats to his base with his harassing army, or maybe produces some stronger defense. So it's always really good to scout it as quickly as possible. On the other hand, we see that he cleared both of these camps, which is what I also do from this position. Now we try to shoot the bandits, and now he's continuing. So he's playing it basically as I would do it here on his position. I would also have really similar positioning of buildings, just this sawmill would be a little bit closer to these trees. And now we just met on this bridge. Overall he has a little bit more archers, I think, maybe by like 1 or something, but he was a little bit scared, started retreating. Now he doesn't want to follow me across the bridge, so he will just retreat. I think I will maybe try a little bit more harassment, then I will probably also retreat. Now he actually went for the wolves, and since I went after him, I was able to score 1 kill here, so I got rid of 1 archer. I got 15 gold and also some experience there, so definitely really good. He also stole 1 wolf from him, so even extra 20 gold and a little bit more experience. Some skeletons are now harassing us at home. Small problem with barracks on site so much. Yeah, we have them here and our base stretches up all the way down here. So obviously we can't reach our whole base with just these archers on the barracks. So on this position you have to be a little bit more careful. Yeah? Maybe put like 2 or 3 archers on the barracks and then place your rally point in the middle of your base near your farms to cover the other side of the map. Also you will be closer to the bridge in case the enemy decides to harass you even during the night. We are also preparing smithy already. 800 HP, so like 80%, almost finished now. As you can see, he's definitely behind. He's not even on half of the HP of smithy and we already finished ours. Also I have prepared archers here. We will go for some harassment. Unfortunately he has a scout here, so he will immediately know about me. But I will just quickly take him out and then we will go for the peasants. He has only 3 archers here and the rest of his army was harassing this expansion, which he finished, but now he needs to retreat and that definitely took him some time, so we are able to score another kill on this peasant and that is 2 kills for me, while we also killed 1 archer before here, so I don't think he killed a single unit of mine. Maybe I lost something to the neutrals, but probably not, and he already lost at least 3 units from me, maybe even some extra units from the neutral enemies. Now also force him on this side of the map, or base rather, so skeletons are harassing him a little bit from the other side, so you have to reposition his peasants a little bit. Overall just trying to slow him down as much as possible, which I think we are doing pretty successfully. At home I'm starting to prepare my cannons, quickly covering this entrance across the bridge, just so we are really safe there. If he had another army coming here, he would get just deleted, and on this side I have the barracks, so there is basically no way he can get into my base now for some harassment. Even though this is the weakest position on the map, and I think the one that he has is the strongest one. Potentially this one could be even stronger, but there is this disadvantage that you can get harassed here on your gold mines by cannons from this area, so that is a big disadvantage of this position. Outside of that I think it's really good to have 2 narrow entrances, lots of expansions, also outposts here, so I think it's really good. But just because of this factor I think the position down there is actually better, even though you have 3 entrances to your base, which is the most, so that can be kinda tricky. But to be honest, here you also have kinda 3 entrances. If you don't block it in the mountain pass, it can be also kinda difficult. Here you have the best defense, but you also don't have basically any building space, and also it's really hard to expand from this position, so this is definitely the worst position. But yeah, we kind of survived the night. We just finished some last skeletons, we cleared the walls here so we don't have to worry about them anymore, then we can safely gather extra wood. Now we completed the research artillery, which is the long shot for cannons, so that's really important. We finished the last skeletons, create maybe 1 more cannon, gather up all the archers even from the barracks. We are not leaving any defense, especially when I have scouts here. We don't have to worry about him going around the whole map and attacking me here on the economy, and from this side I should be able to quickly deal with him since my army will be ready here. Yes, definitely more archers on this side. If I took all of my archers I would probably have maybe even more of them than he has, but as always I'm using the split push strategy, attacking from both sides, so we don't have them here. Fortunately I have cannons, so we should be able to quickly take him out. He killed 1 archer there, but we at least pushed him back. Even though he made smithy, he has only 2 cannons. Only 2 cannons, and I already have 3 here and 4th one in the back. So we have double the amount of cannons. As I said, we have similar amount of archers. He has maybe a little bit more. If we take a look on the food, yeah, he's like 30 more food actually. So he has probably more archers. In terms of peasants, I think we'll be on the same value, even though he's not now producing, but me as well actually. So we are both a little bit too focused on attacking. Now I queued up my peasants, and he still didn't, so maybe I have a little bit more peasants. Seems like he's not too aware of his economy situation. So we are going for the push. Unfortunately there are these bandits, extremely annoying. Also he actually, I was actually standing in the range of his cannons, so he managed to take down 1 of my cannons with just the normal attacks. Fortunately I also killed some of his archers there with my siege ability, and also damaged these cannons to half HP. And now I also arrived with 3rd cannon. He tried to attack me here with the archers. He actually managed to kill 1 cannon, but we also killed some units, and now I'm bringing the units from this side, also attacking here. Overall just trying to poke him from different sides. We need to quickly move the cannons, otherwise the bandits will quickly come here and deal with me. And he's just producing more cannons, but he also has some swordsmen here, and I'm not sure if he already researched it or he will do it soon. But he will, I think, have the... yeah, he has already shield, and then he will also get the charge ability, which I don't know if he already has. But this is actually kinda powerful. This is already after the last upgrade, not upgrade, update or patch. So as you can see, the swordsmen are actually holding their shields active even when they are fighting. So I'm dealing still no damage basically with my archers to them, and as you can see, it's pretty effective. He was able to destroy all of my cannons while not losing a single swordsman, and also killed some archers there. Fortunately, I have the split push from two sides, so that kinda forced him to retreat a little bit. But I also can't really push now because he has two cannons still there on the barracks. Fortunately, I brought some new cannons, even though now I actually one-shotted 3 of my archers there, but overall we need to deal with the swordsman. Even though the shield is also durable against cannons, it's still much more effective to kill them with cannons than trying to somehow deal with them with the archers. Ultimately, we want to make knights, or at least swordsmen as well, but I didn't really have time for that, so I just needed to spend more and more cannons and also some archers. Sorry for that. Now I actually decided to go also for the shield ability, and finally I will also start making some swordsmen, going for second barracks actually. Usually I think you want to maybe rather go for second smithy, unless you decide to expand, but if you want to continue with one base, usually one barracks and one smithy won't be enough in the long term. So we want to make a first production building, and you can either make second barracks or second barracks or a second smithy. And I think second smithy is usually better. But here I decided to try do the same strategy as him, because it was the first time I actually saw someone using the shields in a long time in ranked games. So I wanted to fight back with the same answer in case it was actually pretty good. And it's definitely not bad. I think it's definitely viable. He would just need a little bit more cannons with that. He made too many archers without focusing on cannons at all. Yeah, he's not producing now. So I think that was his biggest mistake, but overall I think the swordsmen are pretty good. Even though of course if you just run into 3 cannons like this, your swordsman will fall, but he's still taking a lot of damage. Obviously now he moved out, I was able to shoot his archers, those die immediately, so now he definitely sacrificed a huge amount of units. He also has the siege ability now, so even with that he's pushing me back. That's actually pretty good to keep in mind, that you can cast the siege ability even from the barracks. Now actually wolves are helping me a little bit. There is a wolves den and lots of wolves attacking on his peasants. He actually shot here with his cannons a little bit, almost killed his peasants, but I don't think he killed any of them, just damaged his own farmhouses. Now I'm sieging him. Now he moved one cannon there, but actually didn't even shot it once. The unlucky aim. But I just decided to push forward with my archers, take the cannon out quickly. Another one, I knew that they are low HP, so we just take them out as quickly as possible, even the new one. And once he puts archers here, I immediately use the siege ability. He needs to constantly remove the archers from the barracks and move them down, then come back. So it's really difficult for him to deal any meaningful damage to me, even though I'm standing with my archers in the middle of his defense. And now you can see the swordsman again. Yeah, level 2 swordsman with shields, and I'm dealing literally 0 damage to them with pretty good archers. I have even level 3 archers here, and I'm just not able to delete them. And if he maneuvers them really well, I won't be even able to do anything with them with the cannons. Yeah, so as you can see, the swordsmen are really powerful now when they can hold the shields up, and of course I could kite them more and more, but if you are still dealing no damage to them, it doesn't really matter. So if the swordsmen are leveled up and they have shields or warriors, doesn't really matter. They are actually pretty powerful now, so I will definitely try to experiment a little bit more in the 1v1 games and even in bigger games with the swordsmen, because I think now they are definitely pretty usable, especially against this popular strategy of ranged units. So we managed to take down the last cannon. He's not even producing a new one, just some more archers. And now I finally have my own swordsman here, unfortunately only level 1s. But at least something. I have 2 potions here, probably picked them up from him. I don't think I bought that. So we can quickly use them. You can even see the small cooldown icon here. I didn't even know that. I don't know if you can also see it on enemies. At home, we are just defending with some archers there and one swordsman, and here we just continue pushing. Unfortunately, there are still the skeletons heavily pushing into my cannons from the back. He also already has some decent army of archers with decent levels, so he managed to snipe out some of my archers here, and also eventually probably take out my swordsman. And I was just getting pushed more and more by the skeletons, also I think by the bandits before, or maybe now I will drag them into my army. Also any reinforcements I'm sending are constantly getting killed by the skeletons on the map, so it's really hard to actually reinforce your army during the night while he still has the production buildings in the middle of the fight, so that's really difficult. And now he even managed to set up a cannon here, which was really dangerous. There is more skeletons coming from all sides. Yeah, there was the bandits as well, as I said, and even though I have so many cannons here, now I will probably just lose everything because I also lost all the other units, and he will actually manage to repel this. He survived definitely only because of the night. If there weren't for these 30 skeletons or something, he would have no chance, he would be already dead. Thanks to this, for him thanks, he actually managed to repel this and also killed lots of skeletons, even though lots of these kills were for the skeletons, no skeletons, he killed cannons and lots of them were killed by the skeletons, so he didn't even get the resources from it, so not that big of a problem. But now he's facing another problem, because even though he managed to repel my army, now he has to somehow deal with all of these skeletons, and so, of course still constantly more of them are spawning. He has only one cannon there, yeah, like 3 archers. The rest of it is just peasants there running. I also still had one swordsman here. Now he fell, so that was my last unit. And with some units I had on the way, I just retreated, and of course I just changed my rally point to my base. I'm regrouping here, getting more units, easy defense, yeah, so no problem for me, while he's still heavily struggling with all of these skeletons. He's trying to somehow micromanage it here with the archers. The cannon is also doing a really good job, but he constantly can get the resources. Also in terms of food, he will get into minus really soon, and he doesn't have any income of food, so definitely pretty difficult situation for him. I'm still getting my income, even though as you can see I have almost empty gold veins now, so I decided to move here with a small group of units and also like seven peasants there. So we'll quickly take this base that I cleared in the beginning. Also I know that it's probably the safest option. I could also go for this one, but it's not cleared yet. That's the first important thing. And second of all, when I'm pushing on this side, he could potentially go with some units down here and harass the expansion. So I want to have it in the back. He can still go around the map, but it's probably less probable. So now night ended, he somehow repelled it, he's quickly trying to regain some economy. I'm now making my expansion. I do not know if he maybe also has an expansion. It was really unprobable. He would be probably sending some more units from somewhere, or he would be producing more because he would have more resources, but I didn't really know that. He could have expansion here or even here in the back, I didn't check that. So I was trying to be cautious, not just spend all of my resources, stay on 0 and then lose the game. So I decided to take the expansion first, send all of my peasants here from the first base, maybe even produce some new ones, and then we go for a push. Yeah, I have lots of swordsmen. Of course all of them now have the shield ability and also I think the charge ability at this moment, even though that's not too important. I mean, kinda interesting that the image here is changing actually for the 2 barracks. Yeah, now I'm actually going for the charge ability. We'll research that in a second. Here I just cleared the outpost. Let me actually check that. Yeah, this is the normal image of the barracks. This one is just somehow prolonged. Maybe some kind of a bug. Why? The buildings seem fine, eh? Just an interesting thing, maybe a small bug. I think that would break the gameplay, so we put our shields up. I even have some levels on the swordsman from the night kills. Then we use our cannons to quickly take down the enemy cannon on the barracks, even though we didn't destroy it immediately, but as you can see the swordsmen are immortal, eh? And here we just use the archers from another direction. Once again, some kind of a split push, pushing from two different sides. Here if we can take care of the archers, that's also good. Now we actually research the charge ability. Unfortunately you can't use it unless you put your shield down, so that's kinda awkward sometimes, but you can quickly catch up to the enemy if you use it right. Of course here I was just trying to somehow mainly finish him, but maybe I will actually use it. Yeah, here you can see I put the shield down, charge to him, then I didn't even put it back on, but it was still fine, and he surrenders, calls it GG. So I think pretty nice game. It was basically one base push against one base defense. Now I made the second base, but I didn't use any of these resources for anything. I was getting the charge research before that, I think, or maybe not, but overall if I wouldn't make the base I would have enough resources for that, so no value from this. Basically one base against one base, and we still ended up with lots of resources, lots of units, so that was definitely still big opportunity or potential for some more play if we get more units. So yeah, let's finish the replay, take a look on the results. Overall we had like 5,000 more gold, even though it was one base against one. Yeah, of course I got a little bit more gold now in the end, maybe like 1,000 more from the expansion or two, but mostly it was that he didn't drain his whole base yet. He had still some resources there, and that is because we are really heavily harassing him. We were fighting inside of his base, not in my base, so his economy was constantly being slowed down, while my economy was running on 100% the whole game, and this is the difference you get from that. We also got more lumber, which is also associated with not getting harassed, and probably the same thing for food. Yeah, I didn't have any food problems during the whole game. He was actually starving now towards the end a little bit because he got harassed pretty heavily, especially by the skeletons actually during the night. In terms of kills, really good micromanagement, I think really good kill ratio, 108 to 67. He was really heavily in minus, yeah, 47 kills and lost over 110 units, yeah, 113. In terms of buildings constructed, we constructed 3 more, both are pretty low numbers, yeah, just one base, but we still had a little bit better infrastructure, even though we both had 3 production buildings, I think. Or did he have second barracks? I'm not actually sure right now. Maybe he had only 1 barracks and 1 smithy, and I had 2 barracks, but overall these buildings will be mainly the expansion is 1 building, and then also the farms, because I had bigger army, so I needed a little bit more food, which means more farms. He actually managed to kill a little bit more neutral enemies, but that is mainly because of the huge army of skeletons that actually came here when I was pushing into him, that he then was able to farm for free, basically. If we didn't count those like 30 units or something, I would definitely have more, and even now it's not that big of a difference, and definitely in total I have still way more resources, yeah, because I have way more normal kills and also way more gold mined, and this is just a ultra minor difference, so overall we are definitely way more resources. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something. This was definitely a not pretty difficult match, but it was one of the harder ones. As I said, this is one of the really good players, so definitely if you are watching, thanks for this game, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Take care, guys.